there's this one dude named Grant Cardone, and there is a reason why I want to talk about this topic. And you might have seen a video or a photo of this guy before, and a lot of the chat might not recognize the name immediately. But DJ Vlad has interviewed him many times, and he's kind of like a financial expert, and he's known for doing seminars where he's teaching people about money and how to become successful and a millionaire and all this stuff. And he has one of the main reasons, not main reasons, but one reason why he's also pretty popular is that dude Wolf of Wall Street, the real guy.
Jordan Buffett,
Buffett, whatever.
Buffett.
He's still alive to this day doing financial shit, and he has Grant Cardone like hates him, has hella beef with them. They're always like talking shit to one another, and it's like that whole thing's kind of interesting too. But either way, Grant Cardone went viral the other day because he was doing one of his seminars, talking to an audience of guys, telling them how to make money and how to be successful and all this stuff. And then he says verbatim, he says like. He's like, any guys out there? Well, he says, he's like, if I was making $400,000 a year, he's like, I would be ashamed as a man and as a husband and as a father. He's like, basically, if you're not making 400K, he said, if you're making 400K a year, you should be ashamed as a man. And I was like, damn, dude, it's so interesting because that immediately, if you have any type of like social awareness for like people that grow up in the world and like, different social classes and, being born with a silver spoon or not being born with a silver spoon, you realize when you hear something like that from Grant Cardone, you realize instantly this dude grew up with a rich family immediately. And it's funny because I kind of had a similar argument with this dude a long time ago. And it's this dude I knew, he comes from an incredibly wealthy family. Like he doesn't understand. I don't think he's ever had to have a normal 9 to 5 because his parents have not parents, but like his family was just so incredibly wealthy. It's like when your parents are just that rich, it's like there's no reason. It's like if they just give you a Range Rover for your 16th birthday, you're like, why do I need to work a 9 to 5? Yeah. It's like, he was this rich. And anyways, one day I was having an argument with him. He was not an argument, a discussion, and then he told me he was like 21 at the time, and he's like I have 100K cold hard cash in the bank. And he's like, if you're 21 or 22 and don't have 100K in the cash, he's like, you're a fucking loser. He's like, you ain't doing it right. And I was like, bro, do you understand? I was like, that 90% of America, or like 99% of America, won't ever have 100K liquid cash ever. You know what I mean? Like, you could be 50 years old and still not have 100K cash in most situations. And you're kind of like taking your subjective experience in life and going like, oh, if other people don't have it this way, then they're losers. You know what I mean? I remember I got on this huge argument with them where I was just like, bro, you're tripping. Like, you don't understand that you grew up wealthy, and maybe to you 100K seems like nothing, but to most other people 100K is a lot of money, and having it just sitting cold hard cash where you're not touching it, that's near impossible for 99% of America. I was like, you're kind of tripping on that. And he comes, like I said, from a rich family, and when I hear Grant Cardone say something like that, I'm like, he doesn't know the value of a dollar.
No. And it's like, why are you gonna shame somebody, like people who like don't make that much money? Because I know plenty of people who work their asses off all the time, and they don't make anything close to that. So it's like, how are you gonna shame somebody who actually works hard for their money and to support their family if it's not up to your criteria, just because that's your like way of living, that's your
well, that's
so stupid.
That's one of the many, a lot of people nowadays will talk a lot of shit about capitalism, and that's definitely one of the main things that's very negative about capitalism, where people will rate their social class on money and shit like that, right? And it's kind of sucks. It's like, you should be, if you're talking to a bunch of young guys who are trying to find their way in the world, the best advice I would think, in my opinion, is like, guys, work on things that you're actually interested in, right? Try to learn and progress. Try to find things that you actually love doing, because you've heard this so many times, and it's true. It's like, if you find a job you actually enjoy,
you'll never work a day in your life.
Like the paycheck, it's like, as long as you get to pay your bills or whatever, you're like, it's like, it doesn't even feel like you're working. You're just living. You're just like, I got to go do this thing, at the train yard that I've been doing for the last 10 years, and then I'm kicking it after. It's just a normal part of your life, because it doesn't even seem like a stress or whatever it is. It's like, you want to get to one of those positions in life where you're just happy with what you got. You know
Literally,
what I mean?
yeah.
You're not fucking trying to make people feel bad for. And he's saying, if you're making 400K a year, you should be ashamed. Which is like, how many people make 400K a year, dude? Not that many.
And probably a lot of people who look up to him.
Dude, I know.
Most people who look up to him, obviously, and then they're going to hear him say that, and they're going to feel like shit.
It's like, he for sure, 100%, I can already assume that Dude, and here's the thing is like rich people love doing this shit where they're just like, I grew up rough, I had to work for everything by myself, my parents didn't help me with anything. I've heard this story so many times, and you actually look behind the veil, see what's actually happening. No, they got the craziest financial support blanket of ever that anyone's ever had, and they disregard it. They think it's like not even there. It's like, no, you have it there, and you pretend like it's not there. You have it there, and you get help all the time. So I feel like Grant Cardone, with that comment, he for sure, his family has put him in positions where he makes a lot of money, and he never had to actually struggle in life. And now he's just like, well, dude, I make millions a year, it's fine. But what sucks, he's not doing those speeches or those meetings with all those fucking guys for free. He's getting paid to do that.
Seminars, right?
He's not doing those seminars for free. He's getting paid. That's probably how he makes his money, is doing those seminars. And then like now he's gonna shit on those people. It's like, if you were really successful, you wouldn't have to do these seminars. You'd be fucking chilling in Baja, or fucking like just chilling in Hawaii or some shit like that, or running some online businesses or some shit. I don't know. You would not be doing seminars. It's like, that's, in my opinion, like if your seminar is not about like drug addiction or something like that, if your seminar is about making money, you have like probably failed in all your businesses. Right?
Yeah, I'm not trusting you.
That's just my
really
opinion.
Not trusting you.
That's usually the case, at least. I don't know. But yeah, if you read the comments of that post, at least the No Jumper post about Grant Cardone, everyone was pissed. Everyone was just like, who is this fucking asshole? I hate this guy. Blah blah.
I agree.
But there's still going to be people who look up to him going like, yeah, that's right. That's a good mentality to have. Wait, who was I talking to the other day?
But those people are probably miserable and just greedy as fuck.
I forgot who I was talking to the other day. We were talking about making money. I think it was on Disconnected. We were talking about making money and all that stuff. And I was talking about how like you have to find this place where you're just happy in life, right? Mm-hmm. And then we were just talking about how like people just move up their fucking scale of life, and then they just put themselves in debt because they're like, oh, I could afford a mansion now, let me just continue living in mansions. And then just like, no, what if you just lived in a nice house, and then the longevity of your money lasts longer, or whatever it is, I forgot the point, why I even brought that up. Had something to do with what we were talking about. But
well, people are just focused on like the dollar amount they have in their bank account, not like how valuable their life is.
Yeah, well, a lot of the I know this falls into the content creator sphere, but a lot of photographers and videographers I've met who don't have YouTube channels, who don't have giant social media presences, they actually have like corporate jobs where companies hire them to take photos and videos and all that stuff. And some of these people, guys that I've met, which were homies of mine, they weren't making tons of money, but they were hyped on the fact that they're like, dude, I'm going to fucking Paris tomorrow. I'm staying in a fucking hostel, but it's like, I'm going to go take photos of this thing for this company, and they're paying for the trip. And it's like you're not saving any money. You're not, buying yourself, a giant condo or whatever it is, but you're making a little bit of money, and you get to travel and have these experiences, which is like, that's what life's about at the end of the time, or at the end of the day, is like, oh, I got to do all these things during my life, got to travel. And
that's the prize. If you have a company paying for your flight to take pictures, that's that's the paycheck right there.